माइनर्स में केवल मॉड्यूल 1 का ही आएगा?
पार्डन,
माइनर्स में मॉड्यूल 1 से आएगा केवल?
यस. So screen is visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first I will tell you what are the topics of second module, so that you can make a note in your register. So keep your register complete. Any day I can ask you to submit the PDF file, okay, of the register for the first module. So keep it complete, and then you should not tell me that, sir, I am not giving you time to make it complete. So complete it as soon as possible, because it also comprises the internal marks. So I am now telling you about the second module. First, we have already discussed. Module second, we have module second is determinate structure. Okay, determinate structure, and this also have the weightage of 30% from the final exam. So now I am writing the topics covered for you, and in that I will explain which is the theory part and which is the numerical part. This already we have discussed in the lab. Just I want to revise it with you. Beam is type and load and support. Sorry, I have to remind you. Okay, so you can make a note of all these things, then I will explain. So have you written it?
Sir, just a minute.
So see, this is the second module, determinate structure. First, we have already completed force and force system and the friction. So in the second module, you can see different topics are here: beams, its type, loads, and support. Then the second one is relation of force into a force and couple. This is the theorem which I have already discussed on Friday for the assignment perspective. Third is numericals on beam. We have already done one numerical in the lab, one a basic numerical, and then that I have explained how you have to calculate the reactions. So numericals on beam can be based on the simply supported beam, can be based on the cantilever beam, can be based on the overhanging beam. So you have to identify which beam is there, and accordingly you have to do the numerical. And after that, you can see this shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for the simply supported beam only. As you are the CSC student, you are not from the mechanical branch, so shear force and bending moment diagram you have to do only for the simply supported beam, and for the rest beam it is not in your syllabus or it is not in your scope. Fine. So I will explain you what is shear force diagram and what is bending moment diagram, how we have to make the SFD, and what is and how we have to make the BMD for this simply supported beam. So I will be explaining you with one or two examples so that you can able to understand it. And remember, this is only for the simply supported beam. For other beams, you have to ignore. And then it's a very important topic, truss. And I have already told you in the first lecture that truss is a structure in the shape of triangle. You can see on the railway platforms the shed which is on the top, that is in the form of truss. Transmission towers is also in the form of truss. So truss is basically is like the structure you can see here. I am just making the diagram so that it is clear to you. So this is the simplest perfect truss here. Perfect truss means the equation must be satisfied. M is equal to 2j minus 3, where M is number of members, J is number of joint, and see here, this is the joint here, and these three are the members, and we put this in this equation, so both will be balancing. So such type of truss is called as perfect truss. So we will be discussing about different types of truss here and what are the assumptions during the analysis of truss. So this is the part we have to do in the second part of the second module. Just remember here what is the weightage. In the first module, simply we have force system for 15%. The second was friction. Similarly here, beams up to this part here. You can see up to this part, up to this portion, it is of 15% weightage. and below this portion it is also the 15% weightage. Okay, so in all, if we combine, it will be 30% weightage, that is for the whole module. So beam will be 15% and truss will be 15%. Okay, so this is how we have to cover this second module. And I have told you this truss is a structure of a basically structure in the form of a triangle. Then we have to discuss about the type, perfect truss, imperfect truss, that will be discussed in detail when we come to that topic. Then assumptions, and this part comes in the theory. So now I am telling you theory part also. In the theory, what is beam, how many types of beam are there, what is load, how many types of supports are there. So this all comes in the 2 or 3 marks in the theory. Okay, so you have to learn them. I have already discussed too much in detail in the lab part for the X batch, and I don't know whether this has been discussed in Y batch or not, but
Your voice is not audible.
yeah.
So your voice was not audible.
It's audible, sir.
My voice is, it's audible because I have already the maximum volume. Please check your mic and your system, and please don't disturb. From my side, there is no issue. Please check your system mic, and then you can ask me. Check your system, because from my side there is no issue. It is already 100% volume. I am uh, teaching right now. So this part is 15% here, beam, and the remaining part is also 15% truss, and different types of analysis of truss. I just want to give you a simple example here, or a simple briefing here, so that you can understand. I was telling you about the theory part. This was the theory part here, and secondly, it was again the theory part. This theorem I have already discussed in the last lecture, if you can remember. Resolution of a force into a force and couple. I had discussed this theorem on Friday. Do you remember? Where I have took this rigid body, I have taken a point was there. Huh? So then I have shifted this point here. So I have just put it vertical line here. And if you can remember this theorem, I have already discussed. So I will not going to discuss this theorem again. So please make a note of this theorem in the model 2. And this also comes in 2 marks in the examination. Fine. The relation of force into a force and couple. This is the theory part. And again, what is beam, different types of load and support. This is also discussed in the X batch. For the Y batch student, can you tell me, have you discussed about different types of beam? Y batch students?
No, sir.
No, it is not discussed
No,
in the
sir.
lab. Okay, I have already discussed this portion in the lab for the X batch. So what I will be doing, I will just give a brief idea what are different types of beam. Okay, this is the theory part. Then we have the numerical part. See, for the numericals on the beam, why I have written here including double beam means we will be discussing the problems on the beam which is of the double beam. You can also see the assignment which we have given. So beam which is like that, this is a double beam. Okay, so means one roller support is there and second beam is there. So like that we have to solve the reaction that the support. So this is the double beam. So we will discuss all this problem. I will be discussing 7 to 8 problems on the beam, and I will be expecting that you should try to uh, understand them, and also which I have given you in the assignment. So what you can do, the fourth part was their determinate structure. You can submit it later on if you want. Rest of the part you can submit it to me. Assignments, I am talking for the assignment. Determinate structure, beam part was also there, so you can submit it later on if you want. And rest of the part you can submit it to me. If you have done it, then it's okay. If you not done it, then you can submit it later only for the beam part. 5 or 6 numericals were there. Question number 25 to 31 or 33, whatever it is. So you can submit it later. So they are the numericals on beam, and after that shear force bending moment diagram I will be discussing with it. These are also the numerical. And come to truss part. This is the theory part. What is truss, different types of truss, and what are the assumptions during analysis of the truss. So this also comes in 2 or 3 marks in the theory. So you should know what is truss and what are the different types of truss. And now next is different methods for analysis of truss. Analysis means we have to see that what are the forces which are acting on the truss and to be the truss is in equilibrium condition. So this is an example of a truss here. You can see this is the one truss here, and let us say this is the hinge support and this is the roller support here. If I told you, let us say this is ABC, if I ask you to find the forces in all the members of truss, then you have to use the 2 methods here. see, we have two methods for the analysis of trust. One is method of joint and one is method of section. So you can make a note in your file right now or in your register when you have to use method of joint and when you have to use method of section. This you should know in the numerical. It will not be given that which method you have to apply. So you have to think it or you have to understand it by yourself which method you are applying. So I am telling you right down in our register method of joint when we are going to apply. If the forces is on the members of the trust, if the forces in all the members of the trust are to be determined, then method of joint is used. Fine. I am making one more diagram for your convenience.
Sir, please repeat the definition.
Yeah, I am just repeating once again. So see once again here. This is again a trust. Fine. Let us say this is A, B, C, D. So if I say to you that find the forces in all the members of trust, what are the members here? This is AC, this is AD, this is AB, BD and CD. These are the 5 members here. If I ask you that to calculate the forces in all the members of the trust, then you have to use method of joint. Okay. If the forces in all the members of the trust are to be determined, then the method of joint will be used. Is clear now? When we have to use method of joint? Method of joint is to be used when the forces in all the members of the trust is to be determined. And come to second point here, method of section. If I say that calculate the force only in FAC and FCD. Okay. If I told you that just calculate the forces in the member FAC and FAD, then you have to use the method of section. So it's a very clear definition here or very clear concept here. If all the forces of the members of the trust are to be determined, then you have to use method of joint. And if the forces in the few members of the trust are to be determined, 1 or 2 members or 3 members, not the entire trust, then you have to use method of section. So it is clear now when you have to use method of section and when you have to use method of joint. So these two are the two very, very important methods. And one question of 10 marks always comes from the trust in the examination. And the questions of solving of the trust approximately takes 15 to 20 minutes because the member is long. Here the member is only 5. So members can be 7 to 8 or can be more than that. So while solving the numericals, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes. So be careful while you are solving the numericals of the trust, because if in the beginning if you commit mistake or calculation error, then the whole question will be get wrong. So I have told you how when we have to use method of joint and when you have to use method of section. I have told you when forces in all the members are to be determined, then you have to use method of joint, and the forces in only few members, let us say FAC or FCD is to be required and the rest members are not required to be find out, then you have to use method of section. Then we will discuss the numerical on the analysis of trust using both these methods. So this is all about the second module topics covered. So it is clear now how we have to do approach for the module number 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So should I proceed to next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I am just discussing one thing that I have already discussed in the lab, and then I will be sharing some slides for your pictorial representation. So before that, do you have this syllabus of engineering mechanics with you on the Amazon?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So kindly refer to that syllabus also, and also I have what I have written here. This is the topic-wise explanation of all the modules. So before going to detail, just I want to show you the syllabus. If anybody is not having, I hope that everybody is having. I am talking for this syllabus. This is with you on your Amazon. Have you seen this engineering mechanics syllabus? First module we have already done, force system and basics of friction. This we have completed. Now we are discussing determinate structure. So I have just elaborated the syllabus. This is the syllabus which is given on your Amazon. I have just elaborated everything in detail, okay? So that you should understand, because in this way only the brief part is there. So I have just elaborated completely. So I am asking for this syllabus. This syllabus is on your Amazon. Everybody is having this syllabus?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So that's why I'm asking you. This is module 3 and module 4. Fine. So now coming back to the so let us see first part, types of beam, load and support. I am not going to discuss about the load and support. I have already discussed these two parts, load and support. Previously, I just make a diagram here. Support, you know it very well. Roller, and second is hinge. Hinge support. So the other two basic supports here we have. Diagram here, you know it very well. So I am not going to waste too much of time in this. The other symbols, if you can see in the examination like that. Then load we have already discussed. We have three types of load: point load, UDL, and the third one is UVL. Symbols like that, or like that, okay? Or they can be at the different angles. UDL, this one, and the second diagram is like that. So this is also an example of UDL. If the shape is like that or like that, you can see this is the example of UDL. The third one is UVL. So we have already done how we have to calculate the UDL into point load and UVL into point load. So I am not going to discuss on that. Now come to next part, beam. This all we have discussed with X batch. Just for the sake of revision for the Y batch, I am writing here. What is a beam? It is a can any X batch student can define here beam? X batch student, can you able to define a beam here? If you can remember. No one from the X batch can define the beam right now. That means you are not studying it properly. Any one of you from X batch can define the beam. Though I am writing it here on the board, but I want from your side that you should define it.
It is structural member which loaded over certain length.
Yes, very good. It is a structural member which is loaded over a certain length. Certain length. This is a beam. Types of beam, can anybody tell from the X batch? I have already discussed this types of beam.
Sir, simply supported beam,
Yeah, very good.
overhanging
beam,
beam,
Very
continuous
good.
beam,
Continuous beam. Then
cantilever beam, and fixed beam.
fixed beam. Very good. That means you are studying at your home, because tomorrow you have your Viva. I am happy that you are studying at your home. Continuous beam. Then we have cantilever beam, and last we have fixed beam. So there are the 5 types of beam in the diagram here I am showing for the simply supported beam. You can see this is the diagram for the simply supported beam. I will explain them. Overhanging beam. This is a diagram of overhanging beam. Then continuous beam. This is the diagram. Y batch student, please make a note of all these diagrams. X batch also can make a note in your register, because this the register is different, and Practical file is different. So you have to make it in everyone, everywhere. This is C point, B point, D point, E point, and A point. Can anybody tell me what is span from the X batch?
Sir, the distance between two spots.
Two supports, very good. Distance between two supports is called as span. So this is the one span here, and you can say in the continuous beam we have two spans, span 1, and here we have span 2. Then we have cantilever beam. I am making it in the second part. Cantilever beam. This is the cantilever, one end is fixed and the other end is free, and last is fixed beam. In case of fixed beam, both the ends are fixed. So all these beams, all the above beams are known as statically determinate beam. Okay, so a particular name is given to all these beams, that is the statically determinate beams, and we are classifying these beams, or I should write it not here, I will write it here. Types of beam, classification on basis of type of support. Okay, so we are classifying the beams on the basis of support. So I am now explaining. If anybody asks you what is a beam, you simply say that it is a structural member which is loaded over a certain length. And remember, the definition of beam is very not too much given in the book. So you have to write it here. It is a structural member which is loaded over a certain length. So for example, we can see the case of simply supported beam. This is the hinge support, this is roller support. And you can say at the point A, the beam is starting, at the point B, it is ending. So length here is, let us say it is L. You can see this length is L. So we are saying that this is a beam or structural member which is loaded over a certain length, and certain length here is L. So if we classify the beams, we are classifying it on the basis of support. So before going to this classification, you should know the two types of beam. Majorly, we have the two types of beam, that is statically determinate beam, and second is non-statically determinate beam. Statically determinate beam means that if we apply equation of statics, then these beams should follow that equation of statics. So what is the equation of statics? Summation fx is equal to 0, summation fy is equal to 0, and movement at any point should be equal to 0. So this is the static equation. If any beam satisfies this condition, or you can say if we can apply the equation of statics in that particular beam for its analysis, then we can say that that beam is called as statically determinate beam. So once again I am repeating, if anybody asks you what is a statically determinate beam, it is a beam in which equation of statics can be applied and we can find the analysis of beam according to it, then it is called as statically determinate beam. So now we will discuss classification on the basis of types of support. We have 5 types of beam. Simply supported beam, you can see here what is the meaning of simply supported beam here. Here you can see these supports are at the ends. So it is a type of beam in which supports are at the ends of a beam. Then such a beam is called as simply supported beam. So you can say AB is the beam and total length is L, span. So here supports are at the ends of a beam. So it is a simply supported beam. Coming to second one, overhanging beam, you can see here A point is here, let us say this point is A and B point is here. So you can see clearly that at the point A we have hinge support and the point B we have roller support, and the beam is extending beyond the support. No, so it's a simple definition. When the beam extends beyond the support, when the beam extends beyond the support, then such a beam is called as overhanging beam. So this is an example of overhanging beam. You can see on the this metro station, when the metro station ends, what was happening? You can see the railing of the metro is continuously moving ahead, and the pillars are there, and such a beam is called as overhanging beam, in which uh, main, you can say this is a load. Load is, what is the load here? Load is the metro train which is situating on the or placing on the railings. But you can see after the end of metro station, some railings is moving forward and some pillars are there. Pillars are the support. So this is an example of overhanging beam. Third beam is continuous beam. So you can see this diagram. What is happening here? At the point A, we have hinge support. At the point C, we have roller support, and also at the point B, we have roller support. So here we have two span. In earlier two cases, simply supported beam and overhanging beam, we have only the one span. And in the case of continuous beam, we have two spans, span 1 and the span 2. So if a beam is having more than one span, so you can write it here, definition of continuous beam. If a beam is having more than one span, then it is called as continuous beam. Fine. So this is a continuous beam. Then we have cantilever beam, fourth one. You can see clearly one end of the sorry, one end of the beam is fixed and other end of the beam is free. So if I take it, this is point A and this is point B. So here we have only the vertical part, or you can say the fixed part. We have no hinge support or the roller support. Here we have the fixed support, and see the FBD of the fixed support. When you are making the FBD, so I am writing here FBD for the point A only. Point B, there is not too much required. So if I make the FBD here, this will be HA and this will be VA. Vertical will be VA and third will be moment MA. So you have these things or three FBD of the when you are making the FBD diagram of the point A, because you can see for the dash 3 beams at A and B where you have two reactions because of the hinge support. Here you have only the fixed support at the point A. So I am again repeating here for the A point, FBD will be HA, this will be VA, and third will be the moment equation. So moment equation can be positive or can be negative. You can take it as per your will. So we can take it, we can assume it to be positive, or sorry, clockwise. Let us assume it to be clockwise, that means negative, and we can solve the equation here. And after that, if the moment equation is coming negative, then we can say that our assumption is wrong. So this is the cantilever beam here, and the last is fixed beam. Example of cantilever beam, you can say if a wall is there, you are embedding a rod in that. That is an example of cantilever beam. And the last one is the fixed beam. In the case of fixed beam, both the ends are fixed. Both the ends of the beam are fixed. So this is an example of fixed beam. So you can see in a case in which you have two walls and you just embedded a rod in that. So this is an example of fixed beam. So for the fixed beam, similarly, you have to make the FBD like that I have made in the cantilever beam. But the case for fixed beam, numericals on fixed beam are very less. So up to 4 types of numericals might come in examination. Simply supported beam, overhanging beam, then the continuous beam and the cantilever beam. The 4 types of beams are basically asked mostly in the numerical part. So fixed beam is generally not asked, but still you should know FBD. This will be the FBD of the fixed beam. Fine. So you can take it like that. It is up to you how you are taking it. It is up to you. Okay. So this is the fixed beam FBD. So we have 5 types of beams: statically determinate beam. Then we are dividing the beams on the basis of classification of types of support. So you should be knowing that what are different types of beams: simply supported beam, overhanging beam, continuous beam, cantilever beam, and the fixed beam you should know. So the other 5 types of beam that you should know. So I think this part is clear to you. Types of beam, types of load, and types of support. Types of load and types of support, I am not going to discuss it again because I have already done it in the class. So this is roller support, hinge support, UDL, UVL, and point load. So I think this is clear. Then tomorrow I will be starting with numericals on beam. This slide is clear to you?
Yes, sir.
I think this is not too much difficult here. Just you know how you have to take the FBD or you have to make the FBD of the different beams. So this is from my side for the types of beam, and tomorrow I will be starting the numericals. And the second theorem I have already discussed with you. So I am just sharing one diagram of the beam so that you can able to understand. You can see this is a structure here. These are a structure like that. So this is a beam here. So you can see this diagram. So can you see able to see this yellow line? Your yellow line, you can see this. This is also a beam. Transfer beam is there. This is a beam. This is a structure here. This is a building which is being prepared, and this part which is shown by the yellow line. This one is a beam, and you saw this is the vertical part here. You can see this is the pillars here. They are the support. Okay, this is a practical example of the beam. So this is the vertical part here. This is the column here, or you can say these are the pillars here. These are the support, and this is the yellow part. Yellow line, this upper yellow line, this is the lower yellow line. So this is the beam here. Fine. So you can see in this diagram also, transfer beam is there, large spaces, or this not for a scope. You can see only this large view of the building, and you can just able to understand what actually a beam is. Then I have already discussed with you beams like that. Building structure, this is basically using civil engineering structures. Okay, and not too much, and I have discussed this part with you. Statically determinate beam, equilibrium conditions along can be used to solve the reactions. So this is the one type of beam. Second is statically indeterminate beam. For the statically indeterminate beam, equilibrium conditions are not enough to solve the reactions. Fine. And deflections are also needed to solve the reaction. This is also beyond your scope. So you should only concentrate on the statically determinate beam. And third one, you can see here, based on the type of support, I have already explained you. Simply supported beam, cantilever beam, overhanging beam, continuous beam, and fixed beam. So this is the part you have to do only. So you need not to go too much in detail. Just only you should know what is statically determinate beam and what is statically indeterminate beam. And again, what is the types of beam on the basis of support. So there are the 5 types of beam on the basis of support. Then you can see this diagram, types of beam. I have already explained to you by the whiteboard. Cantilever beam, you can say one end is fixed and other end is free. Fine. So anybody ask you how you are classifying the different types of beam, you simply have to say that we are classifying the beams on the basis of the support, or you can say how they are supported by the different type of support. That's how we are classifying the beam. This is the important part here you should know. Then cantilever beam, simply supported beam, this is hinge support, this is roller support, and again overhanging beam. I have already told you. You can see these are one support, this is the other support, and beam is extending beyond both the support. So this is an example of overhanging beam. Then continuous beam, you can see here, one beam is one support is there, other 3 supports. So how many spans are here in this? Can anybody tell? In the continuous beam, the figure here, how many? 3 spans. Very good. Span 1, span 2, and span 3. Okay. So they are very basic things you should know, and these all things may be asked in the Viva. These are very, very basic things, and we only check your basic knowledge in the Viva. Okay. So just you should know very basic things. Then the fixed end beam and cantilever and fixed end. This is not too much in the scope. Simply as cantilever and simply supported here are mentioned. Very simple. And you can see there are different bars: T bar, L angle bar, HHS. This is a channel. If anybody have some interest, or you can say when we are solving the numericals, so they can be mentioned that T bar is there. So T bar is basically shape is like that. L shape angle is like that shape. And channel, any channel, it is made of HHS. HHS means high speed steel material. So channel is like that. So I beam is like that. So like that is it, and this is the cross sections. When we are solving the numerical, then we have to make the cross sections like that. So there's not too much in our scope, but as per our understanding, basic learning, you can visualize these different types of structures: T bar, L bar, I beam, like that. And this we have already discussed support reactions. There's no need to discuss too much here. Roller support, simple frictionless support, there's not too much for us to discuss. So this is the types of load we have already discussed: concentrated load or the point load. You know it very well. Then uniformly distributed load. So you can write a definition here from here. Concentrated load, when the load is acting at a particular point, then the load is called as point load or concentrated load. Uniformly distributed load, you can write a definition in your register. Uniformly distributed load is one which is spread over a beam in such a manner that rate of loading W is uniformly or uniform along the entire length. So this is definition of UDL. The third one is UVL, uniformly varying load or uniformly variable load. When the rate of loading varies from point to point along the beam and increases uniformly from one point to another point. You can see here at the point A, let us say this point is A and this point is B. So if you can see here, let us say this point is A, okay, this point is A and this point is B. So what is happening? Load is increasing from this point to this point. This is increasing. So it is increasing uniformly from one point to another point. Then the load is uniformly varying load. So you can write the definition of these three types of load in your course register if you want. Fine. So the other three types of loadings which we have already discussed. So I think this all is clear to you. Types of beam, types of load, types of support we have done, and from tomorrow onwards we will be solving the numericals. Fine. So I will stop here. If you have any questions regarding this slide, you can ask me. Otherwise, I can stop the slide. So I am also on sharing the slide right now. So till now it's clear what we have discussed today.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow we will start the numericals on the beams, and 1 or 2 days or 1 or 2 lectures we will be doing the numericals on beam, and I will just want to see that whether you are getting the confidence in solving the beams, and then we will start with the truss part. Fine. So now I am taking the attendance. Please attend to roll calls now. Jashandeep.
Present, sir.
Then Rama, 296.
Present, sir.
Okay.
Present, sir, Rama.
Okay. 299, Divyam.
Present, sir.
300, Mohit.
Present, sir.
301, Shikhar.
Present, sir.
302, Sahil.
Present, sir.
Then 306, Vanshika.
Present, sir.
307,
Present, sir.
308,
Present, sir.
309, Hiren. 309, not here. 311,
Present, sir.
313,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
314, 314, Yash Kapoor.
4 present, sir.
Then 316, not here. 317,
Present, sir.
Vanshveer. 319, Sankirat.
Present, sir.
321, Neha.
Present, sir.
Then 322, Parth.
Present, sir.
324,
Present, sir.
325, Satvik. Satvik, 315. Satvik's not here. Then 329, Aditya Kumar.
Present, sir.
330, Prajwal.
Present, sir. Prajwal.
31, Shantanu. 31. 33, Naman.
Present, sir. 33.
34, Yuvraj.
Present, sir.
35, Kushagra.
Present, sir.
36, Nikita. 36, Nikita. 37, Pragati.
Present, sir.
39, Arunit.
Present, sir.
40 Himang,
Present, sir.
42 Aryan,
Present, sir.
46 Rakshit,
Present, sir.
47,
Present, sir.
48 Nibir,
Present, sir.
51 Parth Bansal,
Sir, present.
54 Bhavya Singh.
Present, sir.
Okay, so anybody is left for the attendance?
Sir, please tell the absentees.
Wait. 309, 325, 31 Shantanu, 36 Nikita. That's all.
Excuse me, sir.
Ah, yes.
Sir, Nikita got disconnected. Sir, she messaged me.
Okay.
Sir, she got just before the attendance. She got disconnected.
Okay. So, all of you can leave now.
Present, sir. Mic
3,
on
3,
नहीं हो रहा
3, 3.
331
Shantanu.
yes sir
3, 3, 1. Okay. You all can leave now.
Thank you, sir.